but I would like to, this is going to be a timed event. I'll explain that a little bit, but I'm going to first introduce Steve Fournier, who is the town manager.
Thanks, Amy. I just want to welcome everybody here and thank everybody for coming out this evening. I'm about to enter my 12th year as town manager in Newmarket, and actually I'm now the longest tenured town manager, unless the council wants to tell me something. But I also want to just say how much Newmarket's changed since I came here in 2012. We were just talking, I was talking with a longtime former councilor, and we've really damped down the drama and the arguing and the fighting that we had. I felt like my first 5 years we were just putting out fires. And now, with a lot of those large issues out of the way, we can actually start planning and aiming for the future. And I think that that's the credit to the councils, the school boards, the land use boards, and really all the residents of the town who have just prioritized the well-being of the community. So I just want to thank you all for being here and hopefully have a great night. Thank you. Oh, it is my honor to introduce the chair of the town council, Katana Khan.
Good evening, everyone. Again, I'd like to echo the town manager's welcome, and I promise this will be short. In her poem, To Be of Use, Marge Piercy begins like this. She says, "The people I love best jump into the work head first, without dallying in the shadows, and swim off with sure strokes almost out of sight. They seem to become natives of that element, the black, sleek heads of seals bouncing like half-submerged balls." I love that image, and I think about this poem when I think about Newmarket and the people here. The folks who know me know that the banner I've been waving since I was elected to town council has been engagement. And Piercy's words to me exemplify what engagement actually means. It's people jumping into work head first. And it really exemplifies the people in this room. And I am truly, truly grateful to be among you this evening. I asked Amy about some things that she wanted people to know about Rec Connect and sort of its purpose and a little bit of its history and some of the people that are instrumental. So I'll be sharing with you actually some of her thoughts. So if you'd like to just imagine me as a little bit taller and with a little better fashion sense, and I think we'll be in good shape. So as some of you know, the first Rec Connect was held in 2013. It was at the community center, and there were like 15 people there. So come quite a ways. But the goals were, and still are, about promoting and supporting engagement. The idea was and is to bring folks together to do like a couple of things, right? To learn more about what we're all doing for Newmarket and to how we might work together, how we might share resources and collaborate to do even more. And of course, to lift one another up, right? To celebrate the work of people who jump into the work head first through the Rec Connect Awards program, to support the people who show up every day for Newmarket, and in doing so, make it a wonderful community. Now, in addition to Amy, of course, there are a ton of people who work together to make Rec Connect happen, and so I'd like to acknowledge just a few of those. Amy wanted me to make sure to acknowledge the Rec Department team, right? You put countless hours and boundless enthusiasm into every detail of this event. It's, you're a gifted and a dedicated group, and Newmarket is so much richer for your engagement. The Newmarket Business Association, since 2017, the NBA has, kind of taken the lead on the Rec Connect Awards and made them something truly special. The town manager, for supporting the recreation department to hold events like this each year that truly do support and celebrate an engaged community. The mill space, of course. Thank you for so graciously hosting this event. I think we can all agree that spending time in a place so deeply connected to Newmarket's history is just a joy. And of course, to our community leaders folks who are here this evening, without whom there would be no Rec Connect, and there would be no reason for engaged people to commune with one another. Ms. Piercy ends her poem with these words: I want to be with people who submerge in the task, who go into the fields to harvest and work in a row and pass the bags along, who are not parlor generals and field deserters, but move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire be put out. The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hands, crumbles to dust. But the thing worth doing, well done, it has a shape that pleases. It's clean and it's evident. Greek amphoras for wine or oil, Hopi vases that held quarter put in museums, but you know, they were meant to be used. A pitcher cries out for water to carry, and a person for work that is real. So thank you, all of you, for doing the real work of Newmarket, of making this a vibrant, inclusive, and engaged community. The work you do is a thing worth doing. Well done. Have a good day.
Wow. I'm not sure I'm such an eloquent speaker. That was amazing. Thank you so much. She pretty much said everything I needed to say about the Rec Connect event. She thanked everyone. You're all community leaders here. That's why you're here. And as she said, the first one we did was 15 people. There's a couple people in here that attended that. And now it's gotten so popular, allowing the different community leaders to have a moment to say what their successes are, what they're working on, that we are on a time schedule this evening. It's a rapid fire speaking. No one is allowed to speak more than 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. It's a 1 minute slide kind of a thing. So we're also doing the Oscar music in case someone goes over. I have timed this out, and we're looking at, everyone stays on time, about an hour, 5 minutes. So we want to have time for networking afterwards. That's very important. That's why you're all wearing name tags that kind of designate your organization. This is when you get to see the face-to-face of, oh, that's right, I saw a report, and you get to talk to those people. That's what this is for. All right, so first up, what's going to happen tonight? We already did the agenda. Did everyone read it? We can move on. We're good. You got that? Okay, let's go to the next one. So right now what's going to happen is what's happening new and happening in our town, and that is going to be told by a number of organizational leaders, town leaders, department heads. We're going to start off with the town departments, commission, and committees. They know they're on a time schedule. Bart should already be up. That's why they're on deck. If you're next speaker, you're on deck, okay? Quick. All right, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Bart I practiced this, McDonough from Town Planning and Community Development.
Don't worry, I can't pronounce your last name too. Good evening, everyone. Bart McDonough, Director of Planning and Community Development. Here is a list of things that we've accomplished, ongoing, and what we're looking forward to. Right now, a lot of people, a lot of committees are working towards reimagining and rezoning the North Gateway, so that's along North Main Street. So that's a really good process, a lot of community engagement there, and I'm very excited how that has transpired so far, and look forward to continuing discussion how we can reimagine that area of town. And then also we're updating our master plan. This is a comprehensive update. Plenty of engagement opportunities coming up. Please stay tuned. Please contact me if you have any questions. Really, this will set the foundation for us for the next 10 years. So really important that everyone gets to have their voice heard and their voices into that document. Recently, we received $35,000 from DES to help us, again, add resiliency measures here to downtown waterfront and help us reimagine how we would like to use the downtown waterfront. So that's really exciting. Thank you, DES. And then just recently, we received $15,000, a little more, And also, I think recently from LRAC as well, about 7,000 to redelineate our prime wetlands. So part of this whole this plan is, understand where our natural areas are, where we need to protect. So we're really excited that we have that opportunity because it has been updated since 2006. And then, so coming attractions, lots of community events with the master plan. There'll be public hearings about the rezoning efforts for North Main Street. And October, mark your calendars, 18th, 19th, we'll have a design charrette, so basically a community event, 2-day event that'll help us come together and kind of game plan for what we'd like to see in downtown waterfront and downtown here. So thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you all again. And without further ado, I'll pass it over to Chris.
Thank you, Bart, and I'm serving as a stunt double, in fact, for Ellen Snyder, who is the chairman of the Conservation Commission. The only reason she's not here tonight is because she is such an incredible conservation specialist. She's out on a site walk with a group of people right now for another project in town. So she does send her warm greetings, and I think that that's a lighthearted term to use in the weather we've had the last couple of days. She's out traipsing around, and we're in here enjoying the AC and the good company. I wanted to make sure we understood a few things about the Conservation Commission, and you should all feel very proud that at a state level, other towns ask us when we go to workshops and conferences about how we do things in Newmarket. We have virtually every month we have a guest speaker that is there to tell us something, be it importance of pollinators, be it migrating birds, be it invasive plant species. And our next project is going to be to work with Tim Primmon to make those more accessible as they're recorded, but we want to make them accessible as a library of those presentations on the website. I also want us to think a little bit about the students who help us during these projects. And I think here in the front row we have the superintendent who could feel very proud knowing that his students or students under his group, I know he's very much a team player, his group of students have been out in Heron Point several times. Some of these students have been in the Newmarket Cares Day more than once, so they feel very familiar, and they've been there even 4 or 5 times helping on this particular project. And they get to learn from specialists about trail maintenance and cutting trails and the plants out there. It's not just roll up your sleeves and work. And we have, nope, stop there. Next is Dale Pike, but wait for that. I also wanted to recognize, and not to embarrass him, but Patrick Reynolds, because it was Patrick who served on the Conservation Commission who talked at length about wouldn't it be great if there was a conservation commissioner on the planning board as well, and somebody with that mindset working on the planning board. So there's that special, strong foundation of the Conservation Commission through people like Patrick who've said, here's a different vision of where we could have a positive effect. Bart was just before me, and Bart has been instrumental in working with the Conservation Commission and other groups in town about wildlife corridors and how to work with neighboring towns to make sure that the wildlife can dance along with the microphone to Dale Pike from the Riverfront Advisory Committee. So thank you to everybody, and thank you, colleagues.
Thank you very much. I got involved with the Riverfront Committee back before the pandemic, and it was based off the UNH report, and we're talking about pedestrian bridge in the downtown. And since that time, we have done a lot of work on the Riverfront Committee, and I don't think we're any closer to a pedestrian bridge or any kind of decision. But what we have done is address a lot of issues and try to understand the decisions that need to be made. And you know, for example, there is a contamination issue in Newmarket, and it's had some controversy around it. There are signs going up soon to warn people of that. But the bigger project is to address what's going on there. And as a Riverfront Committee, one of the decisions made was not to try to design it when you did that culvert's at Newmarket, right in the middle of Shannon Park. You've got to know what kind of a bridge, box culvert is going to go in there. You've got to get that done before you can decide any fine points of design on that. and that's where we are on that. In the meantime, though, we're talking about, we've walked a lot of trails. It started with Mike Hoffman in the back. We did the walk down there. I think Ellen was part of a recent walk with that, where we looked to have signs go up there and really mark those trails out. So we have someplace to walk to and around this side of this without crossing the river and bridge. There is, one of the original grants we got shortly after we started with the Riverfront Committee was a living shoreline. But we had to make a decision very quickly what the scope of that was, and what we ended up doing was making it right around Shanda Park. That made the most sense. We have erosion problems by our sewer plant. A living shoreline might be perfect down there and give more room to make that extra, have a lot of advantages. So the other thing is, that came out of our discussions around that is some other things we've been discussing ever since. For example, fishing gear that's in there. That's been there for a long time. It may make sense to keep it there, but it may also, it's a decision that the town gets to make. And I'm putting that forward as a rationale for the charrette, because when we get together on the charrette, it will allow over those 2 days time for a bigger discussion about the weir, about, for example, the landing that's in the middle of that has certain consequences. And I didn't realize until Mike took us on a walk that there's another landing down there by Public Works. So we have a lot of decisions that we can make when we get together in October. And I pass this along now to Arts and Culture.
Good evening. I'm Deborah Smith, indeed, from Arts, Culture, and Tourism. Last year, I stood before you really at the cusp of we were going to unveil a new pocket park that was right next to Johnny Boston, and here we are 1 year later with great excitement to tell you that we have another park that is coming to Newmarket. And we are not here to steal thunder from Parks and Rec with another park. This pocket park is very much dedicated to enhancing our downtown for community gathering and enrichment, and of course that's art that will be appreciated. And then we've just heard from Dale and other folks before us about the importance of the river. So through our grants, which were from the Lamprey River Advisory Committee and from the New Hampshire State Council on the Arts, we have a fully funded project. So we've come a long way in a year, plus the funds that have been allocated through the town budget. And we intend to educate the public on the river that runs through Newmarket, including the impact on life today as well as in the past. We are seeking to, through art and through some things I'm going to share with you next, create awareness of water conservation and the area wildlife preservation through the art installations that we're going to expose today and the installations that we foresee coming down. You're going to see next that I'm wishing to engage the community in art creation. So we have put up murals, we've had stones that you can paint in a garden. We have a free mini art gallery, not only in the Artist Among Us Park, but at Parks and Rec. We'll have another one in this particular park. So we're going to build awareness and appreciation for the treasures that are at the Lamprey River. And one of the components, very different, that we are going to be doing as part of this project is a project called Interweave. And a really important word about how we all are woven together as a community. And thus we have shared responsibility for protecting the water, the water's edge, the ground, all of those things are our community responsibility. So these interweave sessions are actually art making, as you can see. We did a test run, and I thank most sincerely for those who stepped forward to let us have a dry run. And we actually made 25 actual mini looms. And then those looms, through our discussion, a really community discussion about what's important to us, what we love about Newmarket, how that Lamprey River has impacted our lives, people we know, how we've enjoyed it, whatever. And then we're going to take those individual looms and put them together to create a weir-like structure. And those structures will become art that will be displayed in the town hall, in the library, in the senior center. So we'll have places to enjoy that. So in other words, artists from far away are not coming in to create art. We're doing it as a community and then weaving it all together into very enjoyable pieces. A central part of the park will be a mural. And as you saw in the beginning, it's the U with the Willie houses, and on the left-hand side is the tattoo parlor. And we're fortunate enough, and I'll say fortunate, we are new at this, folks, coming out of the gate. So we had 7 different design applications that came forward when we asked for a call for proposals. And believe it or not, of those 7, 3 of them were Newmarket residents. And this particular design, which was picked by the committee on Tuesday evening, was done by our own Alex Edgerly, who happens to be here this evening. Alex, if you would be kind enough to stand, because I received a lovely compliment so far. It just really does warm my heart to say, isn't this fabulous? It represents who we are and what we would like displayed in our center of town by someone who holds near and dear to her heart what's so special about Newmarket. You will see, we have this displayed at our table in the back. You will see that Alex has very kindly marked out the different things that are represented, kind of snuggled in to the mural. You see something when you step up that we might have missed, feel free, add a little note to it. And my last note is right here. Oh, if you go back, around the edge will be photographs, and those photographs come from you and everybody else in town. I left little cards around on the table. Take one, upload your pictures, and you might be able to walk right up to that mural and see your pictures there. Thank you so much. I'd like to introduce Candace Cousins from the library.
Hi, I'm Candace Cousins. I'm the library director. This is Heather Hatata Boyd, our new children's librarian. Shakespeare said, brevity is the soul of wit, and we're going to stick to that. So, if you live or work in Newmarket, looking at all of you, you are eligible for a free library card. Come on down, we're right across the street. Next slide, please. This summer, the adventure begins at your library. We've got all sorts of fabulous things for all ages. Check our website. Thank you.
Next up is Todd Allen from SAU 31.
Thank you. Really appreciate having the opportunity to be here. I'm Todd Allen, the superintendent, and I just have to say I have the honor of working in Newmarket. I came here 2 years ago as an interim and just really fell in love with the place. You guys it's just an amazing sense of optimism. You know, the small town advantage is just huge. So, and actually one of the first people I actually met early on was Mike Provost from the Historical Society, who invited me to join a couple of meetings, and thanks to that connection led to Chris and John Carmichael getting involved with our school, and we're really looking forward to a celebration coming up. 2024 is the 100th anniversary of our high school, or the building that the high school is in, and so they have been working tirelessly to pull together resources. So look forward to this in the fall. There will be exhibits in the front lobby of our school. There are going to be some education programs going on. I'm told that Spirit Week is going to be themed around the 100th anniversary, as well as prom is going to be a 1920s themed prom. They're going to go with Gatsby as the theme, so very cool. So they're really embracing that theme, and I thank the Historical Society for all the great work you do to do that. I would be remiss if I didn't point out that 2 weeks ago, Newmarket High School was named one of the top high schools in America. I think that's a really cool. I have to be honest, having spent my career in Oyster River to be able to tweak my colleagues over there and say, where were you? They were 13, I just promise. And by the way, my assistant superintendent is from SAU 16, and where were they? 15. So, so anyway, a great thing there. Next slide, if you wouldn't mind. One of the things that we take great pride in trying to do is to leverage our smallness to our advantage. And one of those things we try to do is to personalize education. And one of the ways that that does happen is through what we call extended learning opportunities. And there are a number of kids, these are just a few of the examples, there's dozens of them, of kids in the community that are doing great things. You can see we have Ava Louie, who's a teaching assistant with SST in the plumbing program. We have Jaden Keys, who's a first grade teaching assistant. We have Hayden Joe, who's working over at the police department on an internship. And we also have Lillian Thompson, who's working with Tim Kremen around the town newsletter and trying to get that going. If anybody has any organization in the community that students could be involved in, obviously many of you already have them, but please keep thinking of us as a resource. Speaking of us as a resource, one of the things that I'm very proud of is we have 2 social workers in our schools, Kate and Stina at the high school and Laura Youngberg at the elementary school, and they've really spearheaded an effort this year that I think is really exciting. It's called the Newmarket Community Needs Roundtable, and they've invited all various community organizations to the table. Really, the idea was really born of, we have a very generous community, and part of what we need to do is just coordinate our efforts. And since we had the people and resources, they've been doing that. So just thank you to the REC, the Housing Authority, the Town Welfare Office, the Library, Lamprey Health, Newmarket Community Church, Mercy Church, NCEP, Oyster River Women Aid, and the Friends in Action. They've all been part of that. If your organization wants to join that group, just reach out to Caitlin Skeena or Laura Youngberg, and you will be on the invitation list. We want as many people as want to be involved in that. Next slide. And really, I would be, one of the things that I find the most exciting in Newmarket is the participation we have in our parent community. And the playground that we just finished renovating and fixing up, if your kids have had a chance to go over and play on it, it's a wonderful playground. But it was all driven by parental, interest in promotion and fundraising, and it's just very exciting. And just a plug, there's so many events that go on in our schools that our parents actively engage in. Our PTA is amazing, and I'm being sung off. I'll close with one of my favorite events is the spaghetti supper at the elementary school, and when you have
Cake raffle, yeah!
and when you have 700 community members show up and have spaghetti in an elementary school cafeteria, you know you've got a good place. So,
Thank you so much, Todd. Interesting, no one's here to put music on for me. I'm next. I just realized I never introduced myself. I'm Amy Gigande, 27 years with the town in the recreation department. So most people know me as Amy at the rec, so I just wanted to say that. So this is my first slide? Really? What was the other 2 slides? Am I out of order? I messed myself up. I know. Quick, go back.
You're fired.
No, okay, yeah. Go. All right, I'll start. Oh, I only gave myself 1 slide. Fine, I was trying to cut it out. All right, go back to that one. All right, what you don't see, that's a slide that I totally forgot to put for us, is in the last year, we, the rec department, our whole staff, we're 5 full-time staff. It's wonderful. We added a new full-time staff person, and we have a brand new staff person, Bethany Henry, up at Sunrise Sunset Center. There you are. We run, combined with all of the rec department, Sunrise Sunset and the rec, about 300 programs a year. And some of those programs are weeks long, so that's quite a bit. For events, there's about 25 events that we run, so that's like 2 special events a month, and one of those is Backyard Bash. So a lot of them are big, so we're quite busy. And I think we service over about 6,000 people with all our events total. So quite a feat, and I'm very proud of the rec staff that we have, because we wouldn't have been able to do it without the amazing team that we have. The other thing is the slide that's not on there talks about rentals. We rent kayaks, just an FYI, down at Shanda Park, and actually it's a trivia question, I won't give you all the answers to that. We also do the gazebo with the splash pad. We had about 73 party rentals last year, and all they get is the gazebo with some picnic tables, and we raised $6,000 to help offset the cost of the Aqualand splash pad. So that's pretty cool too. We also rent Beach Street and other things, so if you're looking for renting, they're doing that. And one of the things with all those programs and that revenue we generate, our tagline is support the rec, create community. Thank you, Anna, who helped come up with that a while back. These are some of the smaller capital improvements that we did in the last year. We bought 2 high-end sound systems. One of them is very tiny, but it packs a big punch. Used it for the Easter egg hunt, and the other one's quite large, and we have it for the backyard bash. So that's kind of cool that we have these. We are able to spend this money that we earn on proceeds to help benefit the town for these events. We also added new fencing to the Leo Landroff Field, new display screen at the rec, replaced 2 large slides at the playground. I'm telling you, that is not cheap. We added a new goggle pit with the help of an Eagle Scout, which we'll talk about in a little bit. New facility equipment. We bought chairs, tables, shelves at the rec, new information sign. Yes, you will now be able to drive by on Terrace Drive where the police department is and see a new sign that will say Newmarket Recreation Department Complex. And then you turn on Terrace Drive. It'll have 3 lines where we can say things and events that are going on. So we've been working on that for quite a while. June 1st is when I'm told it starts. And as I said, we hired a new full-time position. And that down here on the bottom, the green is the revenue we generate. The blue is our expenses. That's compared to last year. The one on the right is last year. They're very close. It's 2 years ago, and the one on the right was the end of fiscal year. So what do we do with that money? All the things I just mentioned above were not any money from tax base. That was all proceeds. We were able to purchase it. We've been saving some money for some quite larger capital improvements. Once the master plan is happening, according to Bart, we are going to be asking all the community what kind of recreational capital improvements you would like to see. And quite frankly, a lot of those capital improvements might not be tax-based at all. It'll be something that we've been storing to do for the community. So, well, I'm done. Nobody music. All right, next up. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask anyone in the rec department. The next organizations that are going to be coming up are town organizations, associations, nonprofit, and community groups. And first up, we have the Newmarket Mill Space, who is our host this evening.
Thank you, Amy. I'm Caitlin Garland. I'm in almost at my actual position at my job, sorry. I'm a board member with the Mill Space. We're a civic community space, all volunteer run board. I'm on the stage committee, so I'll just talk about a few things that we've done this year that we've really improved upon with the stage. Specifically, we have started the main stage series. We're going to do shows once a year, completely produced by the Mill Space, and so we can get the profits back to keep updating the stage and everything like that. The first one was You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. And this was actually in part with the New Hampshire Council on the Arts. They helped us by providing a grant for that. We have our next one coming up in August. It's 12 Angry Jurors. I'm sure you've heard of 12 Angry Men, the very famous movie. That's going to be the play version over here in the Mill Space. And then we have our cabaret series. Right now we are doing the showcase, which is going to be on June 22nd. There's still submissions open, so if you know anyone who's local or around in the towns and is interested in showing off a talent, urge them to submit to the showcase. That can be found on our Facebook page. A lot of our events can be found on our Facebook page. We also have Too Darn Hot, which is going to be a cabaret in August. That one's not necessarily going to be child-friendly, but just based on the name, but that's the next cabaret. And then Serenades in Shadows in October. We did that last year. It was pretty popular, so we're bringing it back for Halloween this year. We also have a new pitch model for our theater events, so any outside companies that want to come in and produce a show here, we have a pitch night where anyone can, pitch their show, and we just pick from those who pitch. It's still, they're completely producing the shows and the space and everything. They still bring in their outside equipment, but we have been working on getting our lights up to a better standard for that by purchasing a new gadget that we should be doing soon with the LEDs and all that. As well, we're going to try and work on getting a new sound equipment. And we also have, for the gallery, we've updated a lot of the way that we're doing that. It's mainly local artists now who can submit to the gallery. So if you walk around in there before you leave, you'll see there's a lot of local artists who submitted, and it's also in part with the Midsummer show that's happening here May 31st to June 9th. So it's kind of on a more immersive feel. We're pairing them with the stage shows, so the gallery and the theater can be art representing all around. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoy the rest of the event. Someone took the sheet. Okay.
Thank you, Caitlin. Hi, everyone. My name is John Herman. I am involved with the Historical Society as a director. I'm a board member with Caitlin, part of the Lamprey Arts and Culture Alliance, which oversees the mill space here. I'm a part of the Newmarket Community Development Corporation. But I'm here to talk about One Word Cheswell. So if you haven't heard me speak before, it has been a passion project of mine for a few years to educate people about Newmarket's town father. So we have raised a little over $12,000 to establish a statue, hopefully in the center of town. And I have spent quite a bit of time with some local friends educating people. So you're gonna humor me for 2 seconds. Often called the Black Paul Revere, Wentworth Cheswell was a pioneering 18th century archaeologist. He in fact did some digging just down by the river. He was a prolific community leader that originated or served in many of the roles that people are serving in now around us. He was a Revolutionary War soldier, a school teacher, a judge, founder of an early lending library, co-founder, and that early lending library became eventually, after many years, the Newmarket Public Library. And he is the first person of African descent elected to public office in the United States. So about 6 months ago, I realized, one of our missions as our little grassroots community thing was to raise the profile of One Word Cheswell. So tonight, Amy said that I could mention my book. So tonight, you donate literally anything to the statue fund, and I'll give you a book, as long as it's just 4 of you. Thank you. I brought 4 books. Okay. But now I'd like to introduce one of my favorite people in town, Mr. John Carmichael.
Thank you, John. Buy his book. I've read his book, and it makes you laugh. And you learn something. For a history book, you learn something and you laugh. It's worth the money, I'll tell you. We are very lucky that we have been involved with a state fund with the cooperation of 3 other museums, the Woodman Institute in Dover, the Moffat Ladd House in Portsmouth and South Berwick. We're growing flax this year, the colonial linen that was all done pre-colonial times, and we'll be having a harvest party in the fall, and you're all welcome to come up and see our bed. We're building our, we can't dig it up on the granite hill, so we're doing raised beds and on the 1st. We open the museum on the 9th on Sunday afternoons. However, anytime during the summer, if you've got Aunt Bee and Uncle Henry coming, you say, what the hell am I going to do with them? Just give us a call and we'll open up for you. Here is the program that we have going on for this year, and we left them over here, so make sure you pick up your card before you leave. They're right over there. Next slide, please. And here we go. Todd has very graciously allowed us into the school in September, where we will be talking about the evolution of the mascot and how we got the mules. Also the evolution of the yearbook. That particular drawing is from an artist class of 1979. He's now out in Hollywood doing films, John Morrell. And that's his piece of artwork. Next slide, please. And backed by popular demand, is our cemetery reveal.
Yes.
We will have 12 spirits that you will visit who have phenomenal stories to tell. Stories that have been lost and are now back before you. They are incredible people that it's a shame that what you will hear has been lost. Please come and see them and support them. First time they've been visited in over 100 years, some of these people. But that will be a one-day event, and it'll be a little shorter than last year. You won't be walking up the big hill, so it'll be easier on the feet. And in the fall, in the wintertime, we will be having our holiday open houses, followed by an event that will be discussed in just a few minutes that we are cooperating with Pastor Patty and the community church and the Sons of the American Revolution. Now I will turn it now over to Mrs. M&M from the school, Pam.
Good evening, my name is Pam Myers-Morgan, and like John Herman, I'm on the Arts Commission, I'm on the Historical Society Board, I work at the Food Pantry, but I'm here tonight to talk to you about Newmarket 300. I hope that by now everyone in this room knows that in 2027 Newmarket will be celebrating its 300th anniversary as a separate parish. That happened on December 15th, 2027. Now, I know you're saying, oh my God, it's 2024, really? You will not believe how quickly time goes by when you're trying to plan something like this. I think we're in about the second year of the planning process right now, and there's still so much more that has to happen. I want to piggyback off of what Katana said about engagement. The only way this celebration will work is if everybody gets engaged. And so I am challenging you right now, all of the organizations that are represented in this room, please start thinking about how you want to participate in the Newmarket 300 celebration. One of the things that's already happening and that I told you about last year is we will have a book, very much like the one that Portsmouth put together, Portraits of Newmarket, 103 people, places, and things. That list of 103 people, places, and things is now in place. We got a lot of good community feedback on what should be included, including a man named George Kittredge. And every time Chris Carmichael, who's my partner in putting this book together, and I get together, she says, I don't know why we're doing George Kittredge, but we're doing George Kittredge because everybody wants it. So you'll have to find out who George Kittredge is by reading the book in 2026. We've been working with people. We've done focus groups. We have some authors in place for that. So you may be asked to write one of the entries. Look at John, he's already got 4 on his plate for that book. We had our tagline in place last year, 300 years at the River's Edge. We're about to have a logo. We're about to have launch the Newmarket 300 Club. We're looking for people to donate $300 towards this initiative, and there will be lots of things that you get access to by doing that. So please, please get engaged. We have a steering committee that meets once a month on the second Wednesday of each month. If you are at all interested in this, please come find one of us, come find Mike, come find John Carmichael. There are other members of the committee who are here. We would be happy to fold you in and get you involved. And I'm going to be real fast. We're about to start the celebration of the 250th birthday of our country. Am I doing this right? On December, is it 15th again?
Yes.
There was a raid on Fort William and Mary, and they stole all the powder, and they stole all the guns, and they took them all over, and one of the places they took the powder barrels was here, and they took it to what was on the site of the community church, and there's going to be reenactment of that, and you can buy a barrel, and you can come and see the reenactment. So please, mark your calendar for that. It's going to be a really fun event that's going to kick off all of these. Thank you so much for your attention tonight.
Hi everybody, I'm Karen Schuster and I'm a member of the NBA and kind of a member of Arts, Culture, and Tourism. And I want to talk about another book. So we might get our book done before you guys. A couple of years ago, a group of us started interviewing local residents who have been here for a long time. longtime Newmarket residents. And we wanted to be able to find out what was Newmarket like in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s, up through the 80s. And so far, we have just about finished with our interviews. We've interviewed about 32 people. We have a couple more to do. My committee is people here, some of them. Patty Blanchett, Mike Provo, Chris and John Carmichael, and myself. And we also have Tim Kremen as part of our group. And Tim, videographer, is videotaping the interviews, most of them. A couple people kind of said, no, I'll be interviewed, I don't want to be videotaped. That's fine. And so we're putting together a book, getting pictures. Now and then we'll go to the Historical Society and get some pictures of what some of the buildings look like and the people way back, and then current pictures of the people. And Tim's putting together a documentary. And he has put some little clips together. So, yeah. Does it work?
It's variety of people that it attracts.
There's just an energy in town. I think that it's small, but it's not too small. It's kind of that nice middle ground for people that are looking for a small community where they can get involved, get to know people, feel like they have an opportunity to kind of participate in what the town has to offer.
It's the excitement that people get from having the opportunity to live here. Again, whether you've been here for your entire life or a handful of years or you're just moving in, you see no shortage of people sharing their excitement that they're living here, taking the opportunity to get involved, and really just celebrating everything that this town has to offer.
It's really just the sense of community that's here when we're walking around downtown. You know, everybody's waving to each other, saying hi. People who own the businesses, when you're walking around, will see you, say hi. It's a real sense of kind of everybody knows everybody, and there's a lot of excitement about being a part of the community.
For a small town, I think they've done an excellent job looking after this, all the citizens of every age.
You know, it's a good place to come home to.
Younger people, Tim wanted them to answer that question, what makes Newmarket Newmarket. So they may not be in the book, but they will probably be in the movie. So we're still looking for titles. And I just wanted to mention on the table over there, to the left of the rep table, there's sponsor forms. So you can become a sponsor for several different dollar amounts, or you could be a donor. And the sponsors can sponsor online or do a check. The donors, we don't have that online capability for donations, but any amount you want to give, we love it. Thank you. Sorry for that.
That's okay. Thank you. I'm Kat Rodell. I'm the president of the Newmarket Business Association. Just told Amy I want the Titanic song. Right? Yep. Anyway, we're going to get into this and get it quick because I'm actually good at doing presentations quickly. The Newmarket Business Association is an organization that is the local businesses, people that do business in the local area, and other organizations. If you're a charity working in Newmarket, we want you in our group. The reason that we get together is a strong community is a community that has strong business. When business is strong, there are more resources in town. There are more people to help out. People will come into town to purchase things. There's a lot of good community benefits to having a strong business organization helping lead the charge. We also donate and work at recreation events as well, and we're always looking for good ways to invest our money or pour into the organization. The benefits you can receive, if you can go ahead and go to the next slide, is we have things like Reconnect and mixers. Like we've had our last mixer was over at Tequila Ray's. We've got some pictures of that. We also have ribbon cuttings. So if you're a new business or you've rebranded, we can give you a ribbon cutting to celebrate the opening of your business. We're also doing something called a fresh wind. If you've been in business for a long time, then you just want to let everybody know that you're still around. We'll do a fresh wind, just like a ribbon cutting, to get more people engaged. Anytime we do any kind of public event, it is open. We're not going to say, oh, you're not a member, you don't get to come. If you want to come to an open house, come to an open house. We do advertise it locally as well. We're engaged with press releases. We do Facebook. We have a newsletter that goes out, and we are always looking for ways to add value to the local community. So with that, membership only costs $100. If you are a nonprofit, it's only $50. You can talk to Karen, myself, or several of the other board members that are in the room, like Lisa Nicholson and Amy Hammershilly. And if I've forgotten you, I apologize. But we have lots of people here that are willing to make a difference in the local community, and we want you to be on board with us to make that difference too. Thank you.
Okay, do you feel very informed? Yes, okay. And the idea here is you're all representing different organizations. The idea is for you to go back and share it with your board or your members. So we're all on the same page. No one's stepping on any toes. No one's wearing any blinders. We all are one big community, and we share information. We're going to actually go right to the trivia. So how well do you know Newmarket? The time you've been waiting? Hope you've been listening? Right now, if you want to log on your smartphone to Kahoot, www.kahoot.it, or if you can capture that QR code, but it's probably easiest to do the website, kahoot.it. And then that game pin is the number you put in there. We have about 15 questions. We're going to rapid fire them. And there's gift cards to local restaurants. Guess which? Kume, Roots Cafe, and is it? Riverworks, yes. Roots Cafe and Riverworks. So those are the gift cards for the top 3 winners. People look like they're logging in. More points for speed, yes. All right, they're coming in. Give you a minute. And then after this, we're just going to cover some cool collaborations. We want to talk about the Backyard Bash because that's a total town community event that any organization can get involved in. And then we'll follow up with the NBA, Newmarket Business Association Awards. We're giving out 3 awards: the Community Leader of the Year Award, we have the Community Business of the Year Award, and the Community Event or Organization Award. And then we're done and we get to network. So, I don't know how many more people. Anybody having trouble? Alyssa can help you. Service, hotspots. Do I need to give the Wi-Fi?
Yes.
It's Newmarket with an A is the at sign.
You gotta tell them which one it is first.
Oh, it's the GMMMMMM. So if you need to get on the website, it's the GMMMMM, and it's Newmarket. I don't think the N has to be capitalized, and the A in Newmarket is the at sign. So, looks like people are getting up there. We have some clever names. I'm going to just kind of talk about what I'd be talking after this, just to save some time. As I said, so while we're doing it, over on the side, if you're interested in being involved in the Backyard Bash, we're going to do a very short video of the Backyard Bash that we think is very cool. It's our promotional video that Jason Shadesman made for us. Very quick video, so you at least get an idea of what that event's about. But if you want to be a sponsor or a vendor, we have forms over on the table over there. All right, I think we're ready to go. Okay. There's time, you gotta be quick, so if you're gonna answer, and again, we're looking for the top 3 for the gift cards. 2, 1, here we go. All right. Why is Newmarket's mascot called the Mules? Mike Hoffman gave me this answer, so don't get mad at me. The Newmarket students used to ride the mules to school. That's the red triangle. The yellow circle is the mule hybrid male donkey and female horse originated in Newmarket. The blue diamond is students that worked the mills after school came to be known as the mules. Everyone, wow, okay. Number 10 is the correct answer. All right, scoreboard. Okay. What was the name of the town clerk's top dog contest winner this year? Was it Charlie, Lulu, Buddy, or Milo? All right. What was the answer? Lulu. All right, here we go.
Heights climber, yes.
Okay, how many Eastern Conference Finals have the Celtics been to in the last 8 seasons? We have a sports guy making these questions up here. Answer is 8, 4, none, or 6. And it's 6. All right. There's a battle. All right. What's currently on display in the mini art gallery at the Artist Among Us Pocket Park? Photo is not a hint. Is it wood turnings by Robin Elwood, beading by Jess Placey, watercolors by Tina Williams, sculpture by Natasha Tegria? How do I know which is the right answer? Oh, it's the check. Okay. Red, wood turnings. All right, here we go. Little movement, little movement. What new restaurant is going into the Mills under the name management as Roots? Is it Roots 2.0, Sprouts, The Watershed, or Damn Good Food? All right, good. The Watershed. Okay, here we go. What pollinating symbol did Blooming Newmarket use for its theme in 2023? Beautiful butterflies, blood-sucking mosquitoes, flower beetles, or buzzing bees? I know Joan knows the answer. All right, the buzzing bees. They were all over the little jack-o'-lantern decorations.
I'm coming for you, Lisa. All right.
What is the name of the structure that was built by Matthew Woods for his Eagle Scout project? The Octagon, the Gaga Ball Pit, the Pit, or the Scout Den?
Can't see the yellow. Yellow sucks.
Sorry. Shout out to Matthew Woods and the Boy Scouts, by the way. All right, let me get it right. The Gaga Pit.
Never been able to see.
Okay, I'm trying to move this if this is in the way.
I'm going.
All right, 9 out of 16. After the backyard bash was rained out, the community rallied to put on a modified event. What was the event called? The backyard blowout, the backyard batter up, the backyard bunt, or the backyard strikes again? And I want to give a shout out to the Community Church and Mercy Church. They offered a lot of volunteers to that and couldn't have done it without them. It was the backyard bunt. Marketing works. Mother Nature's threw us a curveball, so we laid down the bunt. All right. Who did HUD and Newmarket Housing Authority recently honor by naming the NHA terrace? Ernest A. Clark, Edward C. Stonehenge, Ethel D. McIntosh, or Ellen B. Clayton? There's a big sign in front of it. The answer was Ernest A. Clark. I believe he worked more than 30 years there. I know Barbara's here. I saw her. I can't remember how many years, but he was definitely there. He helped support the building of the Sunrise Sunset Center as well. Which organization sells Christmas trees in order to help provide eye care to residents? You see them in front of the thrift store. Sometimes they're in front of the church. Is it the Historical Society, the Lions Club, the Scouts, or the 4-H Club? So when you buy a Christmas tree from them, you're helping Newmarket residents that need eye care. And the answer was the Lions Club. All right, almost done. Who took over for Kim Tilton as the Sunrise Sunset Director? Should be listening. Melinda Johnson, Marty Johnson, Bethany Henry, or Emily Strickland? Excellent. They know you, Bethany. All right. Oh, where are we? We have how many? We're close. Lisa. All right. Who hosted the most recent NBA mixer? Newmarket Dental, Oak House, Tequila Rays, or Kume? I think we gave away the answer. All right, it was Tequila Rays, and is this the last one, or is that it? Okay. All right. What club is the flagship location for hosting programs and tournaments for all ages? The New Hampshire Pickleball Club, the Lego League, the Newmarket Run Club, the New Hampshire Chess Club. It's their flagship location for hosting tournaments. So if you, oh, I can't give it away. It's the Newmarket Chess Club. If you like to play chess, we are the flagship location in the state with Newmarket Chess, and he hosts tournaments on the weekends both for kids and adults. That might have switched people around. Oh!
Damn it, Lisa!
Nobody knew the answer. All right. This is the last of the trivia. So how can people access Newmarket Community Church's food pantry? Go to the town hall and sing Newmarket Town Song. Walk in anytime. They are open 24/7. Ask Amy to help. She's never busy. Thursday, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. or order online for pickup or delivery. Yay! They know about the food pantry, Patty.
Bless you.
Okay, and this last one, we'll go through the results in a second, is a poll that we mentioned about the capital improvement program. We want to just see, what recreational feature do you believe the town needs the most? There's no right answer. We're just curious. And you may see a similar question in the master plan survey that comes out for recreation. The rec department has our fingers crossed you're going to pick one of the we really think we need. It'll be interesting. A dog park? Wow. Todd, we have to talk. Soccer fields is not number one here. All right, that is interesting. Okay, that is the, do we know who the winners were? Can we go back? Tina was in third. Ellie, where's Ellie? All right, second and first is Lisa Nicholson. Excellent. Afterwards, I will hand you your gift cards. So just again, shout out to the 3 restaurants for providing those. We're very quickly going to go over just a few things. Part of this event is to talk about the win-win collaborations and shout-outs. So I'm going to speed fire through this. I just want to give a shout-out to the school. The rec department and the school work very, very closely together, and we are saving tax money by doing so. We help the school by providing the rec van that they can utilize that we bought without tax money. That they also let us use the gyms and cafeteria, and they are constantly hosting activities at the rec center. One of the big things I want to say is of this list is the community service hours that school puts through. Definitely saves the rec on payroll. They sort all the eggs for the for the Easter egg hunt. I'm sorry, that's 5,000 eggs. They help staff the Halloween hunt. They help staff the Christmas party that's held here, the holiday party. We could not do these events without the high school and the community service. So again, shout out to the school and Todd over there. Next up, I just want to do a shout out. You can go ahead and change slide. The next slide, just want to give a shout out to Blooming Newmarket. They were the town report dedication. I have a copy of the town report, but if you didn't get a copy, they were the ones that were the dedication to. They maintain 6 garden spaces. They sponsor community education events, and the list goes on. But I want to keep it going, so I just wanted to give that shout out. I want to talk about some of the community events that the rec department is responsible for, but it's really for the whole community. It's very open to any organizations that are available and they want to be a part of it. The first one is the Arts in the Park, I believe. Right now, the Arts and Culture Tourism is involved. The Newmarket Business Association and the rec department put that on Tuesdays. It's absolutely free. Even though Kenny Sagans left the town, they still sponsored this event. So we really want to thank them. We are looking for individual sponsors. The list of the bands that we have going on, we're going to be running them July 2nd through August 6th. There's 5 concert nights. All right. Next up is the Backyard Bash. If you're not involved, you haven't filled out an application form, the forms are over there. You can either be a vendor, a tent, you can raise money for your organization. Last year we had over 30 Newmarket organizations involved until it rained, and then that dropped. But we're hoping again we'll get that many organizations involved. We have a live band, the Boston Accents will be back. Large beer garden, food trucks. I think we're at 10 plus food trucks. I believe there's several restaurants. Who are the restaurants so far? Johnny Boston's, Roots, and Wingets. Wingets are going to be there, and then several food trucks. Plus the Boy Scouts did a great burger tent. Things are going on all day. This event and it gets bigger and bigger. And again, a shout out to Mercy Church and the community. Church for offering volunteers. We're going to show a quick video of the event if you didn't get to see it, but this is the bunt. So we would have probably had a good 3,000 more people there had it not rained and we had to move it to Monday. This is done by Jason Shamesman. As you can see, that's the carnival zone. Fire department was there. We have a huge water balloon toss contest because it's National Water Balloon Day, which the rec declared for that day. These are all the food truck vendors. Again, because of the rain, we had to switch it to another day. There's the cornhole that the NBA hosts, raises money. We had some performers on stage. And there's Boston Accents, they'll making a return. And it was supposed to end with fireworks last year, but because of the rain and the change, we couldn't hold them. That's the end of the musical chair contest that we had. But because of the rain, we couldn't hold the fireworks, but they will be there this year. And there's not going to be any rain this year, so there's still time to be involved. If you know any vendors or crafters, it's absolutely free for a Newmarket resident who's an artisan to put up a tent. They only need to just give us a $25 raffle item. So the whole event is to help raise money for Newmarket groups. And we do have one way in order to help them raise money is at any time, these are the type of volunteer needs: parking, activity runners, breakdown crews, station managers, you name it. This thing takes a community, takes a village to put together. But we pay your volunteers an hourly rate, and it gets credited to your organization. So we came up with this idea last year. Mercy Church raised about $800 with their volunteers, and they donated a lot of that to the food pantry for the community church. And the community church also had some volunteers, and they raised money for their organization. So if you are looking for a way to raise, this is a good idea for the school. Some of those project graduation will pay that hourly rate from the revenue we receive from the ticket sales, and in turn write you a check. So the rec department, all we do is we are just kind of coordinating it, but it is truly a community event. All right, I think that's it. I think we're going to go over to, that's, by the way, that's the Halloween Haunt Takeover. That's another event that we do. That's just a quick drone picture. It gets bigger and bigger every year. If you have an organization want to be involved in that, you can as well. And it also goes downtown. And this event supplies a lot of foot traffic downtown. Have you ever been to the trying to drive through Newmarket on the Halloween Haunt Day? It's been pretty difficult. It's just costume kids everywhere. And a lot of the restaurant and business, shout out to them for hosting trick-or-treating to all the kids. And now I think that's it. Oh, and then of course the Mary Main Street. If you're holding any type of holiday event at any of your organizations, this is just a marketing umbrella that the rec department does on behalf of the town. We put out a poster, and we have Facebook pages that lists all the events. We have school functions there, all the organization functions. There's a picture of the Santa pub crawl that the Historical Society brought back. And so again, if you're an organization, you're putting on a holiday event, you let us know, we'll put it in the calendar, and that gets marketed throughout the town. It's part of the Rec Connect program. All right, I think next now is the community awards. So I'm going to bring up the NBA representatives, and they're going to give out the community awards for the night. So I'm not sure who is first. Who's speaking first? All right, anybody at any time. I'm going to play music. Again, this is presented by the NBA. Nominations were in all your evites. If you scroll down, you could have clicked it, made the nomination, then they get together and then they choose the winner. This has been going on for 10 years. We have some plaques on each side that list all the winners. Some of the uprights list all the winners. If anybody is in this room that has ever won this, could you stand? Come on, Patty, I know you're there. They're standing, there's people. Yeah, thank you. All right, here we go. This is Lisa Nicholson from the NBA to give out Business of the Year Award.
Getting old and can't see anymore. All right, so I'm Lisa Nicholson with the NBA, as Amy said. The Newmarket Business Association is only as strong as the businesses and individuals that support it. For many years, this business has been a strong supporter of the NBA and the Newmarket community through their membership and their willingness to give back. From donating gift cards to the Backyard Bash, to eagerly seeking out ways to support those around them. They are one of the few restaurants who have consistently maintained a long-term membership in the NBA. Their food is incredible, as evidenced by their amazing dishes. Some are showcased here tonight. A quote from their nominating entry: Rachel and Jason, owners of this restaurant, exemplify the spirit of generosity and community support, often stating, whatever you need, just ask. We wish we could do more. Their genuine kindness and dedication to our community and willingness to help make them truly deserving. It is my pleasure tonight to present the Rec Connect's Business of the Year Award to Kume Bistro.
Rachel was here this evening, and she doesn't like crowds, so she said, I gotta go. So the rec department is gonna go over there tonight and make the announcement at the restaurant when they're busy. So that's what we're going to do.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Amy Hammershood. I'm with Edward Jones right here in Newmarket, and I'm also a 4-year member on the board of the Newmarket Business Association. It is a great pleasure to be here tonight to see all of you supporting the community in so many wonderful ways. We have so many exceptional individuals and organizations, and I have the pleasure to announce the event that won the Newmarket Business Association Award this year. The event that overwhelmingly was nominated was the Riverside Cemetery Reveal that was put on by the Newmarket. No surprise, it was a sold-out event. It was this past October, and the event spanned 2 days. It provided tours that shared the fascinating stories of Newmarket residents, drawing visitors from all over the Seacoast area. The event was not only a celebration of the town's rich history, but also a heartfelt tribute to the significant members of our community that came before us. So please join me in recognizing the Newmarket Historical Society for their cemetery reveal. And John Carmichael, would you accept this award?
And if I live long enough, you may be a visitor.
Okay, I hate public speaking, so sorry. So I'm Tia Flanders. I actually won the Community Leader of the Year last year. And I wouldn't have without this person. He has, I gave that away, pushed me to do every damn thing that scares me, from putting my artwork up on display, to joining the fire department, to acting in the cemetery reveal. He is an artist, a father, an actor, a filmmaker, a husband, a writer, a nonprofit secretary extraordinaire, and my friend, the nerd of all media. Get up here, John Herman.
Right when I saw Tia approach the podium, I was like, oh no, because she does not like to public speak. I am very startled and humbled. I obviously, or maybe not obvious, you might not know who I am.
I've voted for you for 3 years.
I am very passionate about community. I believe that everybody, wherever they live, should make wherever they are the best place possible. So I definitely put my heart into this community, but you do too. And I just want to say you guys are all inspirations, and thank you. Thank you.
That was long overdue, John Herman, I'm telling you. When he first came up here and spoke, he told you all the things that he does. It's amazing. He's definitely a community leader in very many aspects, so congratulations. I just want to thank everyone for coming tonight. We still have food, I believe. Again, you are what makes this event. Hopefully you gained some more information. You learned about Newmarket. We tried to make the Kahoot trivia a little bit more informative about Newmarket on those organizations who didn't get a chance to speak. We threw in some of those questions. And again, I couldn't put this event together without the NBA and my incredible rec staff team, and of course the Mill Space for hosting this event each year. So please give a round of applause for the Mill Space for being there. And again, this is a time to mix and mingle, get to know some faces. I'm going to put back on the music, and not the other music, but the good music. And if you have any questions, feel free to talk to anybody. Again, this is the time, and I'm sorry, we only went 10 minutes over this time. We're getting better every year. Once again, thank you so much. On behalf of the town of Newmarket and the Recreation Department, thank you for coming to the Rec Connect.